Hey guys, Peter here to do an EP review. Today I'm here to tell you about the latest from Sojourner, Perennial, out June 4th on Napalm Records. This EP has 2 tracks, 12 minutes in length, and this is the band's first ever EP. They are an atmospheric black metal band. Now there's been some lineup changes, and I feel like this EP is their way of letting fans know that they're not going to go anywhere. Nobody's derailing them. They're just going to continue to grow, change, evolve, and become a much better band all around. And I feel like these 2 songs prove that. The addition of Lucia on vocals, outstanding. It elevates their tracks to this epic level, cinematic almost, in the way they sound and the way they come across, the atmosphere that they have. I don't think that's possible without her voice in them. So kudos to them for finding someone that really makes this band stronger, better, more cohesive, tighter. It also gives them more tools to work with, and therefore creating bigger and better songs all around. I can't wait for a full-length album, which is actually my only problem with this EP. 2 songs. It's just the proverbial tip that we got. We need more. So if the point was to let fans know that they're still here and this is where they're going, I mean, they achieved that goal, but I want a little bit more. Now you left me wondering what a full-length record could sound like with this new lineup. Now, as far as these 2 new songs, let's start off with Perennial. Great piano opening with Lucia's voice in it. The 2 really bring a lot of brightness to the song, but it's a song that lives off of darkness as well. It actually becomes the yin and yang of those 2. You can't have one without the other. And this track is all about how you can balance them out in order to make the song as dynamic, as atmospheric, as epic as possible, because this is an epic cinematic style track. Now, on the musical side, you have that balance between darkness and light, and you see them walking on parallel paths. Sometimes they intertwine, sometimes one overtakes the other, but they're always there. The consistency of having them always there is very important for the overall substance, for the overall volume that this track has. Then on the vocal side, you have the same thing. With Emilio's harsh vocals, Lucia's clean vocals, it's the yin and the yang, it's the darkness and the brightness. I don't feel like they overlapped each other as much. They gave the song more of a clear divide in terms of which one would come into it, creating more of an ebb and flow, more of a dynamic mechanism, more of a clear-cut approach. Not the same was happening musically, but they work well with each other because the whole dynamic of elements really merges well and allows the song to feel very robust, to have a huge footprint, and to sound very big from top all the way to the bottom. I also like the fact that they brought the piano opening back again into the song towards the last third with Lucia's voice in it. It became just incredible, very atmospheric, breathtaking at times, and to use one of her own words, obscene. That's the only way to describe that piano portion with her voice. I also like the fact that they brought something that was already there previously. They didn't just use this in the intro as part of introducing the song and then completely left it off the map. No, they brought it back into the track, allowing the song to feel a little bit more robust, feel a little bit more complete all around. I love the push of heaviness that comes after, so it allows the song to close on a very strong, with a very strong sound, with a very strong presence all around. Very complete track from top all the way to the bottom. Next track is Relics of a Natural Realm. Very different song. It has some of the same elements as Perennial. A lot of the same pieces are there, but the way they come together is very different, creating a much different song. Still very epic, still very robust from an atmospheric perspective, perhaps not as robust from on the musical side of things. It's a very stripped down song, at least for the first 2/3. It's all about the piano, it's all about Lucia's vocals. The way they come in together, it almost becomes a duet between the 2. And that is really the lifeline of this track and is what pushes the song forward. Emilio comes in with some clean vocals as well. That adds a different fragrance, adds a different dynamic, but it really doesn't change the song that much from how it started. It still has that incredible mist, that incredible atmosphere. Very earthy, it's a very earthy song. It has at the beginning of the track some atmospheric elements of nature, the sounds of nature that really allow you to feel a little bit more grounded in terms of how this overall track comes across. And that never really dissipates, it never really goes away. That feeling of earthiness never really goes away from this track. But then the song changes. The closing of the song is absolutely demolishing. You're going to get harsher vocals. The song becomes a lot heavier. All this brutality comes out, and you're wondering exactly how you got there. It resets the song because when you get to it, you didn't see it coming. It surprises you. So the effect that this will have is will make you go back and listen to the song again to understand better how that path that you took from the beginning took you all the way to this final destination. You just don't see it coming. Really interesting progression, really interesting dynamic, a song that just makes you scratch your head and go back to it and listen to it again. It would have worked if it was just the piano and Lucia's voice all the way through, but the way it is, it kind of gives you a twist at the end, one of those M. Night Shyamalan twists at the end that you didn't see it coming. And I felt like that was an interesting aspect of this track, and it make perhaps the song feel a little bit better, feel a little bit more well-rounded. This is it, Sojourner with Perennial, out June 4th on Napalm Records. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on the singles, on the lineup changes, on anything that you want to talk about. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.